Oh, Desert Bus is here. Yeah. Sam, are you there?
I'm there. Sorry about that.
I was like, we need to get.
It was like 1 o'clock. I was like, okay, time to call, and then immediately disconnect.
No.
So I went to reset my router, and now everything is fine.
Yay!
Yay! Hi, Sam.
Do you guys have video feed for me or no?
We do. If you can just need to hit your video button, we haven't got you coming in yet.
Experience the magic.
There he is.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, Sam, Logan.
Boo.
Ashton.
Who let this guy in here?
So it's going well, huh, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've just been watching you guys make a huge ton of money for the children.
That's what we does.
Are you dancing along with us?
Sometimes. I always enjoy your musical numbers.
Aww.
Have you submitted a challenge for us yet?
I have not submitted a challenge, no. I gotta think about that.
Why don't you, well, quickly, how about you tell people who you are?
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. Please, Sam, tell us the peeps who you is.
Who I is. I'm Sam Logan, and I do a webcomic called Sam and Fuzzy. I've been doing it for 9.5 years, I guess. And I know almost all of you guys from childhood in Victoria. And that either I've just lost my audio from you, or everyone is being perfectly silent.
No, that covers it.
They're worried about all the blackmail that you could
Yeah.
they're just having a little fearful moment there.
We have a series of questions here. Yes, a series of questions, which anyone in the chat can post by going to desertbus.org, clicking on the post about Sam, and posting it in the thread.
Well, you've got threads now. That's good, because I remember last year there would just be like the constant like stream of chat comments would go so fast you couldn't even read it.
That's why we do this. Although it does mean that we frequently get the question, "What is your stance on erotic Star Trek fan fiction?"
Now that we've asked it, what is your stance
You'll
on
be happy to know we
Star Trek
did not
fanfiction?
as Neil Gaiman that.
Why?
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question?
What is your stance on erotic Star Trek fan fiction?
What is my stance?
Stance.
Stance. Oh, well, I mean, I'm for it, obviously.
Oh, okay.
That's actually the only way I've ever experienced. I never actually watched any of the show or movies. I just read the erotic.
So you'd have a wide stance on that.
Yeah. Well, it's always good to assume a wide stance.
What would you say was your favorite plot twist in Sam and Fuzzy, beside the most shocking twist of them all, the reveal of Sasha?
I don't know. I did a good job once of taking Sam right out of the comic for about a year, and then the way he came back was a surprise. I'm always kind of reluctant to say exactly how it happened, because there's still people who go back and read the archives and they won't know, so I don't want to like ruin it for them. But I mean, I thought it was kind of fun to have a comic called Sam and Fuzzy, where the character Sam was not even in it for like 11 months, and everyone was just waiting to see how long he would come back.
Nice.
So that's probably it.
2 questions. Do you have Butts disease, and why aren't you as good as Jeff Jocks?
I don't believe I have Butts disease, but I'm not sure what it takes to have that diagnosed. I don't know if I want to know. And I mean, for those who don't know, me and Jeff Jacks, the author of Questionable Content, have a really long-running rivalry, which is probably what that question was a reference to. Jeff is a tyrant and a hobo killer, and he likes to kick orphans. So,
Well, fair enough.
if you want to support that, I mean, you can, I guess.
Yeah,
You know.
I guess if you
Some people don't like orphans. That's fine.
if you like orphan kicking. Sam,
Some people don't think they should be forced to, compete in combat to the death in another man's basement. But
But and conversely, Sam is calling into Desert Bus. So, Jeff Jocks isn't calling it a Desert Bus.
no, why not?
Yeah, well, because the orphan fights. What's the favorite thing that you've drawn? What's your favorite thing that you have drawn?
Like ever in my life?
I guess.
Oh, geez, I don't know. That's hard. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
I guess it's
there's
like
a
when
general
someone.
rule when you're an artist that you hate everything you drew if it's like more than 2 months old.
I guess it's like when people
So-
ask us what our favorite Loading Ready Run video is.
Yeah, like the one from last week. No, I mean, I don't know. I'm actually really pleased with the thing that I drew for you guys. I know we'll whip that out later, but the kind of gleeful expression on Yoshi's face is a personal highlight for me at the moment.
It's super cute.
Guys, the thread of questions for Sam is not a place to tell us that bus cam is down. We're working on it.
Unless you think it's my fault, which, you know.
That's possible.
I did it.
You knew Loading Ready Run from growing up. That's super awesome is not a question, but that's cool.
It's true. I knew them before they were even Loading Ready Run.
Yeah.
I knew them when they were just
Those jerks.
those jerks.
You're the
Yeah.
hipster friend. You like them before they were.
Oh, you beat me to that joke. I was just doing it on the overlay.
You can
What a
still,
hipster.
to everyone watching, you can still get in on the ground floor of liking us before we're cool, because we haven't quite got there
I
yet.
don't think so. Yeah.
No. So, you know, if you like us now, then when we get cool, assuming we
Maybe it's on the
do,
first floor.
assuming we do become cool,
What happens if you never become cool?
well, then that's just awkward for everyone.
Then it was just wasted effort.
Yeah. Will we ever actually find out what sin is, or is that just something you plan on lording over us forever?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to confess that I was just going to lord it over everyone. I don't know. There's been lots of hints about what he is. I think that there will probably be more information about it, but I don't know whether you will ever actually see what he looks like inside the head. I think it might be a kind of like Dr. Claw sort of thing, where it's better if you never actually find out.
So we'll have to buy the action figure, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, it'll be revealed in the action figure. There'll be like a sticker on the outside of the package, and then you open that up, and you're like, oh, he just looks like a guy.
Just a really tiny man.
Have you ever considered anything for the comic and then decided it was actually too crazy to do?
I don't know. Sometimes I come up with ideas and I decide not to do them for various reasons, but they just kind of like, they go in your pocket and they come out like years and years later. I used to, there used to be certain kind of plots like that I wouldn't do because they would, upset the status quo too much. And then when the comic kind of became more of a story-based thing, that stopped being an issue. And so now I'm doing a story right now that I wanted to for a long time about Fuzzy becoming a sitcom star. And I really held off on it before because I didn't want to like wuss out and it's like he's a sitcom star for a week, but then the show gets canceled and everything goes back to normal. I wanted to like, he's like a big star and it like has irrevocably changed the strip because he's a celebrity now and he'll always be famous and that kind of thing. So I kind of, the longer the comic goes on, the more willing I am to do stuff that just gets like bigger and weirder and more problematic because it's kind of like, well, whatever. I've been doing it for 9 years now anyway.
Nice. The follow-up question, this is not actually a follow-up, but there's another question that goes on to ask, could you make a plot twist so twisted that even you couldn't logically explain it?
Nonsense. There's no plot twist that can't be rationalized in some place or another. If not by you, then by your fans on TV tropes or something.
Exactly.
They can work it all out. There used to be a thing in Marvel Comics where if you wrote in and pointed out like a continuity or plot error, but then gave them an explanation to make it make sense, they would award you what they called a no prize.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of that. They would just they'd print your name and they'd be like, that's right, thanks for explaining, why, there's huge contradictions in the comic, and now it all makes sense. You get a big no prize.
Matt, can you move the Skype window down a bit so we're not cutting his head off?
No.
Are you cutting my head off?
Yes.
Only a little.
See, I'm not actually watching the feed right now because I didn't want...
Not too far, you're cutting us off now.
I'm just watching you guys on Skype, so I don't know like what horrible overlays you're putting over my face or whatever.
Oh, just penises mostly. Okay, what of the other webcomics that you have done a guest for, which one was the most difficult to do?
Oh man, you guys know White Ninja Comics?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do a guest strip for them, and it was really hard because like it has such a distinctive art style, and I felt like it didn't work right if I didn't do that, and so they asked me to do a guest strip, and so I did this strip. There was like a very standard White Ninja strip, like with the kind of like child style artwork and everything. But then after about 5 panels, it suddenly became tremendously serious, and then I started drawing it in this like hyper detailed, like shaded style. It was all about like White Ninja's, personal anguish about his relationship with his father. That was probably the most difficult one, but I think it turned out okay. It's probably on my website somewhere.
Oh right, sorry. I just went to see it. I remember the picture with the baby white ninja and his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I forgot about that.
Oh my god, did somebody already find it? Look at that. That's fast. I did another one for them later where it's just a joke about organs, which is probably funnier, but
that was Ashton actually linking to that.
Oh, Ashton, you're a star.
Awesome.
Team Ashton.
Yeah, Ashton.
Oh. What do you think about Team Ashton, Team Crows, Sam?
Well, I know Team Ashton 100%, but I have friend loyalty.
Woo!
And I have
Ashton
access to your
Ashton
server.
conducted my wedding ceremony.
Yeah. Ashton knows where you host. Are there still plans in place to collect the older chapters of the comic into books?
That is something I really, really want to do. I wouldn't quite necessarily say it was a sure thing. It's like, the problem I'm having with it is if I made the books the same length as the ones we've been putting out now, I think it would take 5 or 6 books to collect all the old stuff, and
Wow.
that seems to me like a lot of books. So I kind of want to do it in like maybe 1 or 2 like really big, like huge collections. You know, like those like the 1-volume bone edition,
Right.
where it's like like 1,000 pages long. It's like as thick as a phone book. I kind of want to do something like that, but it's like it's very expensive, and so we're kind of watching how the sales of my first books do to decide whether or not it's time to take on that kind of project. But if not as a physical book, then certainly, in digital formats and ebooks and Kindle and stuff like that is all stuff that I've been looking into. So I want to do that too, but I am hoping at some point to do like the big hardcover, like massive collection somehow.
There's a good question here, actually. For any new readers, do you have a brief summary of what your comic is about and why they should read it?
Sure, I guess. You get lots of practice at this when you're in conventions.
Yep.
Right now, Sam and Fuzzy is a comic about a pair of guys who have inherited a ancient ninja crime syndicate, and they are trying to reform it as an agency that helps people instead of murdering them. And after doing this for about a year, it's kind of falling apart, and they're losing all of their staff, and the ninjas are angry. But they're still kind of taking these weird odd jobs, trying to help people with weird or supernatural problems. So, I mean, like, I don't know, the selling point, I guess, is it's a comic about guys who run a company full of ninjas, taking jobs, dealing with, like, gangster gerbils and mutant produce, other kinds of things. It's got lots of wacky, random internet humor. No, it doesn't, actually.
It's hilarious.
So yeah, okay, that's the cell line for now.
Nice.
I think ninjas and hamsters is a good combination cell line.
Well, it's good. It's just like a lot of the times when you start with a lead like that, like people who are really internet savvy kind of roll their eyes a little bit because it's like it just sounds like that sort of formula where you just take a bunch of random stuff and throw it together and then be like it's really funny. But like when you're selling to people for the first time and they're not necessarily really jaded, that's usually the best way to sell them on it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it depends on who you're talking to. It's like either like, yeah, there's ninjas and stuff, or it's like, but there's also this really serious story that like puts it all in the context that makes lots of sense.
It's sort of like I think of when I try to sell Firefly to people who are not really in that community and haven't ever seen it, and I'm like, okay, so it's an awesome show about cowboys in space. Stay with me.
That's a perfect
But, like,
example
how
because
else
like
do you
most people will be
describe
like, cowboys in space, that sounds amazing. But then somebody else will be like, oh, not cowboys in space again. You know, it's like, that's so done. I've seen Cowboy Bebop. Whatever.
Exactly.
It's like, you know.
I like the ninjas and hamsters. That's all.
Your comic needs more bandicoots, if you ask me. Says someone in the chat.
Yeah, could we get a bacon robot up in, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bacons. There was a question about bacon, and it was something really silly.
But bacon isn't the question. Bacon is the answer.
Have you ever drawn any secret bacon into webcomics?
Not yet, but I mean, like now that you mention it, that does seem like a really good idea.
Yeah.
That'll be the widescreen collector's edition.
Yeah.
The widescreen. Yeah, that's when I add like an inch on either side of every panel, revealing all of the secret stuff that you didn't see before. You know, like the microphones and like, you know, like the extra cameraman, the prop guy.
Yeah. So hey, we have an ongoing challenge to collect facts. We can only collect one fact per person, but we get $5 for every fact. Can you give us a fact?
Does it have like a real fact or a
Yeah.
joke?
Oh, it needs to be a real fact, but it can be whatever, like a like a trivial fact.
Sam is the editor of a kid's science magazine, so he should have lots of these.
I should have lots of information. What's something that we just talked about in our most recent issue that would be a fact? Give me 1 second and I will tell you. I've already checked using my computer.
Ooh.
Because I don't retain facts.
Sam
I
is
live in
going
the
to
digital
reference.
age. I just regurgitate them using my devices.
Yes, I'll have to recite to you the facts we got from the last 2 interviews as well.
What?
Oh, please do. Please do.
Oh, well, for Graham, the facts from the last 2 interviews,
Yeah.
so you can write them down.
I already did write them
Oh,
down.
you did?
Yeah,
I
I
love
wrote them
that.
down.
So what was Movie Bob's fact?
Movie Bob's was the highest grossing movie ever.
The family film.
Family film. Adjusted for inflation is the original Muppets movie.
Really?
Neil Gaiman's was, and that relates to animals because animal is in it.
Animals.
Neil Gaiman's fact was that bee space exists and is the size of one bee climbing over another. The thing about bee space is that bees will not build anything in bee space.
Could you switch back to the wide when Sam's just typing, Matt?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I could do that.
Ordinarily, we switch back and forth when certain people are talking. Sorry, what's bee space?
Well, you see, this is the thing about bees. If there's a small space, bees will fill it with honeycomb.
Yeah.
If there's a large space, bees will fill it with honeycomb. There is a certain type of space, size, which is exactly the size of one bee crawling over another, that is called bee space. Kid you not.
That they will leave
That they will leave clear, like a corridor.
And a guy discovered this in what, the mid-1800s?
Yep.
Yes.
And to this day, all beehives are still built
Using
to
this-
that design.
Why
However,
they
he
came up
received
with that.
zero
They haven't
royalties
been able
for
to
it.
improve on it. That's the best way to
That's
do it.
pretty amazing.
And he got nothing for it.
So that's why the opening to a beehive is exactly the size it is.
Yes, exactly.
I don't have any good facts. I feel like I have a lot of facts that might potentially be out of date now because I haven't learned any new information. in
Whatever
10
you
years.
want.
Pluto's not a planet. We got that one.
I used to know that the top grossing independent movie ever made was the original live action Ninja Turtles movie. I just don't know if that's still true. I feel like it probably might not be.
That was an
Say that it was.
That's an independent movie, I know, right? Like that's
Really?
the first reaction that I had when I heard that. But it's because
I'll take
the guys who made Ninja Turtles still owned the rights technically themselves, and they made so much money off the cartoon, they just decided like, yeah, we'll just pay and make the movie ourselves. And so it's an independent film.
And it's about turtles.
You can
It's about turtles.
you could pretty easily salvage that into at the time.
Yes.
At the
On
time.
such and such a date, this was a fact.
Yeah.
And that's
It's like
a fact
at the
in
time, the
itself.
Care Bears movie was the top grossing Canadian movie ever
Fact
made.
inside the
Oh.
fact.
The Care Bears movie was a Canadian film.
Yes, no,
Yeah, it's
no,
like
no.
Anna.
Huh. Does that mean the Care
Lots
Bears
of
as a
things in
property were
movies.
Canadian, or are
It's
they?
okay, Pluto. I'm not a planet either.
I think they were created by American Greetings, but the cartoons were always made in Canada.
Huh.
There's no university.
Animation studio.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Much like Rock and Rule, which
Much like Rock and Roll. In fact, the two cartoons are very similar in a lot.
Yeah. Oh, bee space jump. That sounds dangerous.
That sounds like an excellent drawing.
We request that. Okay, all right. Sam, there's been a request for your cheating by referring to your computer to be reclassified as a legitimate strategy. So, yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Do I have to do anything? I'm confused.
Whoa.
Whoa, what the heck?
Oh, this is top grossing
the
independent film?
passion.
the
My
passion.
big fat green bunny.
Of course, the
Oh
passion.
man, yeah, look at all these. Yeah, and these are all post Ninja Turtle movies.
Crouching
So-
Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
All right, so at the time,
Yes.
Huh.
Rocky Horror Picture
fact.
That's it. I wouldn't have thought that Pulp Fiction was an independent movie. I thought that was Miramax.
Like the
Fact
fact that the
salvaged.
the Ninja Turtles don't show up above Rocky Horror, which suggests to me that Rocky Horror beat
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Well, when did Rocky Horror really start becoming a thing?
Because Rocky Horror could have picked up more recently.
Oh, because it keeps going? I don't know.
I bet you DVD sales are good.
Ah.
Whatever.
Well, there's another thing. Is it theatrical release or is it all time? That's difficult as well. Let's just call it past fact.
All right. Fact salvaged.
Yeah.
But I know later on, this fact will be completely discredited, and I'm gonna have to, call back in with another fact
Yeah.
when it's not a lie.
Fair enough.
Terrible.
Well, hey,
James.
well, hey, Sam,
I actually
thank
just
you.
made that up.
What?
It just sounded good to me.
Well, hey, Sam, thank you for calling.
There's a lot of options.
We
still
appreciate
have an
it.
auction.
Yes, we have a live auction.
Oh, right,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sam
don't.
has this really
Take over.
sweet piece of art.
I do. I have it
And,
right here on my desk. I can even hold it, although I don't.
Awesome.
I know there's probably a better way to show it.
Sure.
I drew this for you.
I do like the expression on his face. That's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
excellent.
This is my pet cause because you know, Yoshi plays tennis, he drives a car, he bakes cookies, he goes on safaris. I think that qualifies as being an intelligent creature. So why is Mario still riding around on him like a horse?
Good call. I like it.
And
a T-shirt, right?
yes, I have one of those as well. Now this would be the winner could have it in whatever size, men's or ladies sizes they want. I have them all. This would be the Tanuki Plumber shirt, which is one of our most popular now.
So
Also,
good.
one that I have to explain to a lot of people at conventions, which is kind of sad because I thought it was obvious. But,
Well,
you know,
not anymore.
not anymore.
Mario 3D Land is out, so there you go.
That's true. You know, the shirt has started selling a lot better in the last couple of months, so I kind of assume that that's why, which is fine.
Excellent. So yeah, we have an auction. Is BidBot ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen,
Um,
start your bid bots.
I will find out. Ashton, just
Do you
one
have
second.
any music for this we want?
Yeah, Sam, what's your requested auction music?
What kind of selection do we have here?
What? I don't know.
All kinds.
I'll
You
give
Do you have
can
like
find it
death
on the
metal?
internet.
We have YouTube, so whatever is on YouTube.
Oh, I see.
Or kazoo.
What about like some? Do you guys know like XOC, the guy who does the
Yes.
covers of Kirby music? I would always kill for that.
Oh.
1 second. We just need to.
Pulling that up in a moment.
No, it's right there.
Oh.
That one.
Oh no, but it doesn't have
Oh, but then you can see Sam Logan. You can see what the name is. Oh, is that it?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
In the meantime.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Technical difficulties.
One moment.
Administrative duties.
There's a puppy back here, so it's
puppy
kind of
back here.
distracting.
Meanwhile, I'll do a little dance.
That's it. Oh, you're searching in challenges.
Failing at this so badly.
Present. Just stand by. We are.
There are so many windows.
284.
284.
It is 284. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. So. Whoa. All right.
This happens quickly.
Yes,
300.
yeah.
Okay, so
Sam,
Sam.
the music
We
up?
know.
No, sorry, XOC.
We don't wait around.
Sam, remind us what we're bidding on.
Ah, yes, we are bidding on this beautiful piece of Yoshi Revenge, and also the slightly related but not really Tanuki Plumber T-shirt in the size and gendered shirt of your choice.
500 already.
Yes. Well
Second.
then.
I can just like cycle them back and forth.
Let's
like
try
shuffle
this. Let's see if the
style.
music works.
Sounds good.
550 from Dr. Vancouver. Not accepted. 600.
So Green Bat currently leading at 500. I see bids of higher. I see a $600 bid from Honduras 64 there. Oh, James, wait. This is on mute.
Turn it down.
Turn that down. All right.
Hold the picture higher. Oh yeah, am I getting cropped off the bottom or something? Like I can't.
600 from Honduras 64.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking. I can see.
650. Dr. Vancouver.
650 from Dr. Vancouver. Good heavens. 700 from Mighty Magnus. Yeah.
That works.
You're right. Yoshi does look really happy.
Kind of gleeful.
730 already.
730 from Dr. Vancouver. Sound down on the music.
Put a slider down.
Okay, 740 from Melchior the Mage. Missed out on the Jamie Heineman bobblehead, but he's back now. He got back on the bidding horse.
Back on the bidding Mario.
Yes, exactly.
Well, you should get on that. Like that one. Okay, they're not.
740 from Melchior the Mage, the current leading bid. I don't see any other bids. Oh, 750 from Dr. Vancouver. fantastic.
Go Dr. Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver.
Dr. Vancouver leading at 750. Those are both really awesome. Yeah, we can't hear the music.
For all we know.
For the channel,
Or
for
like-
the iTunes. Now move up. That column.
Yeah.
Why am I allowed to be here?
Condor says he's out, or someone says Condor says he's out.
Really?
All right, so I think we're gonna say it's not just a shirt; it's also a piece of art.
You realize what that means, right?
It's also a piece of original art.
Why is Ashton phoning me?
Okay,
Hello?
I think we're gonna say going once.
Art drawn for another class.
Going once, Dr. Vancouver for $750. Oh yeah, where's the gavel? Whatever, I have this fan. We're gonna say going twice, Dr. Vancouver for $750.
I will move.
Okay. I'm so ready. Best moment of the day.
It's all downhill from here, guys.
There we go.
Way to go, James! You figured it out. That was so much more fun. Exactly. It's so weird when there's no music playing.
It's gone once. It's gone twice. Snipe now or forever hold your silence.
Take the shot.
Make him happy.
Sold! $750.
It's a hard one.
Too excited.
It's not easy, is it?
No.
Oh man. Great. So Sam, we'll send you the auction winner's info so that you can send him his stuff.
Great, and ask if you're contacting him, ask them to say what size shirt they want.
Yes,
Gavel
definitely.
failed.
Wait, I want to say hi first before you go, Sam. I didn't get to say hi to you yet. Hi, Sam.
Hi!
Thank you for calling, Sam.
Sam.
Yes,
Very,
thank you. Good luck.
very well done.
Yeah.